And we now move to Paulo. My friend, you have 12 minutes of your life to show us what you're working on and get some questions, okay?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, perfectly. It's great to have you back, by the way. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you. It's great to be back. So the topic I'm going to talk about is not as mundane as both topics before. It's about saving energy in data centers. So who are we? We are Two Impulse. We are basically artificial intelligence agency. We provide services to insurance, pharmaceutical companies, automotive, and telco. We help them become digital, make better use of their data, automate their processes, and so on. So we have a pretty much a tech team of around 60 people, data scientists, engineers, etc. And basically, the problem is that data centers spend a lot of energy, right? Right now, the estimate, or 2 years ago, the estimate was around 1% of world's energy. Nature magazine predicted that in 2025, 1/5 of the world's energy will be used by data centers. So this is huge, 1/5. And I mean, this is all KPIs about how much energy data centers spend. So basically, there's a lot of work to do this. And most data centers have energy efficiency challenges. We spoke in the last 3 months with around 25 data centers around Europe, mostly in Germany, Luxembourg, and Portugal, and most of them have energy efficiency. And the energy is the main cost factor for data centers. They have other costs, but energy is the biggest cost factor. So they all have needs there, and that's why we created our solution called Ultra Tuner. We already got a customer called IP Telecom. So IP Telecom, we did a project last year. IP Telecom is a company, part of a group called Infraestruturas de Portugal. They basically run the fiber optics and 5 data centers around Portugal, so one of the largest providers. And we help them with some of our expertise in technology to save 22% of energy in their data centers, which is huge. They have around about $1 million a year on energy, spending in energy a year. And we helped them. I mean, they had several challenges. One of them was, of course, the energy bill and the pressure to save energy, but also other things like they didn't have visibility. They were inefficient, but they did not know why. And they need to be conservative because the number one priority is stability of the data center. It needs to run, needs to be up and running. But and basically the only solution that they see is upgrading the infrastructure. So replacing the equipment, replacing all the buying new stuff, basically. Actually, the solution we came up with doesn't need to buy new stuff. So this is a thing called, doesn't require for them to buy new stuff. This is a thing called ASHRAE envelope. This is a standard. And data centers need to operate on that green area. And they need to find a sweet spot on that green area between levels of temperature and humidity that the data center runs. They usually find some spot in the middle where the data center runs without problems, and they don't touch it anymore after that. What we try to do, and our goal is to move them from the center, from somewhere in the center of that green area to one of the edges and have a marginal gain. And if you pay attention to that chart and the lower axis, you'll see temperature. And moving them from left to right might mean 5 degrees increase in temperature. This is a huge difference in their energy bill. And this is what we're trying to do. How do we do that? We use statistics. We use advanced statistics. We use some experimental mathematical optimization algorithms and some experimental machine learning to do that. So we built a software. We're actually still building it. It's an MVP that knows about the data center layout, collects the data online from what's happening in the data center, and makes recommendations on how to best operate it to turn those knobs around, like and to set the energy, set the temperature to the right settings, the humidity, etc., so that it runs efficiently. This is based on DeepMind Research, which is a Google company. We're inspired by that to create this solution. We offer a package which has 3 phases. The first phase is the data analysis. We come in with our data scientists and analyze the data, produce a report, recommendations. Then we integrate our tech, our software that helps continuously having that optimization process. In the third stage, we have like regular data analysis, and we sort of provide a service on top of that that helps them keep the data center efficient, because things change. They upgrade the equipment, they replace servers, etc. That's it.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Thank
Thank you
you
very much. Ori, you have the honor of this question to start off with, and then Pedro, if you want to close us out.
Thank you. First of all, I think it's a very timely solution that you're bringing to market. It's a massive issue for anyone that works in that space. However, my comment would be, I feel like your customer base is very niche and it's very specific. So my question to you would be, what is your route to market other than advertising online? Because unless somebody's looking for ways to have that cost saving implemented, how else would they know? So what partnerships have you thought about putting in place to get to your clients quicker?
You said, however, it is a niche. I see it the other way around, actually. I think a niche is good. That's the first thing. And second, to how do we intend to go to market? We are still at the beginning, but we have, I mean, there are associations, there are places where people meet in terms of like data centers, like the Uptime Institute, and there's a lot of associations, and we are trying to enter those communities. That's one thing. We successfully interviewed 25 data centers, like as exploratory conversations, and at least half of them would like to do something with us. And then there's other channels, online advertising, as you mentioned. There is some inbound content that we are already working on, and also the partnerships channel. So we are talking to some companies that already have these customers but don't have this solution. So they offer software, they offer other services to them. We are talking to them, trying to tap in their customer base and offer something on top, maybe use them as channel to commercialize this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pedro, bring us home.
So Paulo, congrats. If I well understood, you provide software plus services, like I'm paying a monthly subscription or whatever. You help me optimize and keep optimized, right?
Yeah.
And that's just it. So it's just like an entry cost, and then like a maintenance cost. I'm paying a monthly whatever.
Yes. So there's a consultancy package, right, which is a fixed price. We have like small, medium, large, depending on the size of the data center, and then we have also a software subscription and maintenance package.
Okay,
and so that's a recurring kind of.
Right. I see a risk there because sometimes companies tend to cut costs or need to cut costs, and so they cut these fixed costs. They feel already optimized enough, and so they can just end the contract. But that's part of the process. The question is, do you plan to scale outside data centers? Let's say industry, large corporations, whatever.
We don't know yet. I mean, right now we are focusing on data centers, so we're starting with a niche, and I believe a niche is good. We are trying to get a niche positioning. Data centers only. There are two types that we are talking to, and this is already wide enough. The cloud providers, the cloud and hosting providers, and these kind of companies, and colocation providers. Colocation is companies that offer server room to other companies to put their machines there, right? So this is one type. The other type is large corporations that have their own data centers. Most of them are moving to the cloud, but they still have operate large data centers. They will be doing so for the next decades. And so this is the two types. Now, we are still at the beginning. We don't know yet in which direction we will go. So there are different options. If this is successful, right, and there's the option of we start offering more value to the same niche. For example, we start offering hardware, sensors, imaging cameras, and this kind of things, and kind of move up the value chain in the same niche. Or we move to a different niche, like building management, infrastructure management, where they seem to have the same challenges. But again, this is something we don't know yet. We don't. We will see how things evolve. Right now, we are focusing on one niche only, with one approach that that seems to be unique. There are actually, it's not unique. There are two companies in the market doing similar things that we know of. But we have something different, which is the purely statistical approach. We don't have. So ours works. It's retrofit. It works on all data centers. It doesn't need new hardware, and is a purely statistical and machine learning approach.
Thank you.